Welcome to Tangling Yarn. Today, I want to show you how to make these slippers. I already did a video on how to make these slippers, but here I will show you an alternate and I think easier way to do them. Start out with a base chain of 2 puffs. Make a slip knot. Then chain 2. Pull up the yarn over and go through chain 1. Pull up the yarn and yarn over for a second time. Go through chain 1, pull up the yarn again and yarn over for a third time. Go through chain 1 and pull up the yarn. Hold the yarn right here and then go through all the loops on your hook. Insert the hook where you just held the yarn. Yarn over and go through that first loop. Yarn over and go through the 2 loops on your hook. Then chain 1. Once again, pull up the yarn and yarn over. Go through the space or ring you made by finishing the first puff. Yarn over for a second time. Pull up the yarn again and yarn over for a third time. Pull up the yarn. Hold the yarn right here and then go through all the loops on the hook. Insert the hook where you just held the yarn. Yarn over and go through that first loop. Yarn over and go through the 2 loops on your hook. Then chain 1. For the next row, you will start out with a single puff. Then make 2 sets of 3. At the end of the row, make an additional set of 2 puffs. So, start out with a single puff. Now, start a set of 3. So, start a puff just the way you did before. Leave the loops on the hook and start a second puff in this space right here. Now make a third puff in this space. Connect the 3 puffs. If this is too fast for you, please watch my basic tutorials. Make a second set of 3 puffs. Now, make 1 set of 2. Here you have your base chain of 2. The first row has 3 puffs on the top. This is what you will do in the next row. Turn your work and start the new row with a single puff. Then make 3 sets of 3 puffs. At the end of the row, make an additional set of 2 puffs. So, turn your work now and start the next row with a single puff. Make 3 sets of 3. At the end of the row, make an additional set of 2. Now you have 4 puffs on the top. Turn your work now. In the next row, it's already time to decrease. So start out with a set of 2 and then make 3 sets of 3. This time, don't make an additional set of 2 at the end of the row. Turn your work now. So start out with a set of 2. And then make 3 sets of 3. This time, don't make an additional set of 2 at the end of the row. You should now have 3 puffs on the top of the row. For the next row, you turn and start the 4th row with a set of 2 puffs and make 2 sets of 3 puffs. Turn your work now and start the 4th row with a set of 2 puffs and make 2 sets of 3 puffs. You should now have a circle or a hexagon. It should have 12 puffs on its outside. For the slipper, it really doesn't matter if you do this beginning hexagon working rows or rounds. We started out with a hexagon. Now we will work around this hexagon, and that will create a tube on top of the hexagon. Make sure to use a stitch marker so you can easily see where you started your row. Always put the stitch marker in the space where you start your first puff in a new row. Start the first row around the hexagon with a set of 2. Then make sets of 3 all the way to the end of the row. You will get 6 almond stars next to 5 almond stars. Make sets of 3 all the way to the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. I'm at the end of the row. You will know you're at the end of the row when your 3rd puff will be right where you put your stitch marker. To end the row, do a set of 4 puffs. Work the 4th puff in the space you created by making your first set of 2 starting this row. You should still have 12 puffs on the outside of your circle. Now keep doing rows like this until your slipper is long enough to get up to this point, or about 3/4 of its total length. I did 9 rows around the circle. In my case, that's about 6.5 inches, and that's about 17 centimeters. Continue starting each row with a set of 2 puffs, then work around with sets of 3 puffs. and end each row doing a set of 4 puffs. Make sure you keep having 12 puffs on the circle you're working on. To see how to continue, please watch part 2 of this video. Check out my channel for more ideas around the triangle star stitch. Hope you like it. See you there!